What did you say, Dr. Nyanchama?
Thank you, Dr. Masanga and my fellow panelists. And you have brought a very interesting narrative, which is deep in ideology. And you know, the guest design guy said that in their country, there are people who speak very good English. He calls them lawyers. And you know, as if they even listen to your proposition, they have already started to think, what do you have in mind? Dr. Masanga, I don't want to lie, but this is a narrative that very realistic people need to think deeply. Because every nation is taken like an enterprise. And any enterprise must design and review all risk events that happen in that specific enterprise. A nation is an enterprise. And the question citizens need to ask themselves, what are those events that will make an enterprise, in this case a nation, not to proceed as a viable enterprise? I will tell you and my fellow panelists without any fear of contradiction, one of those events, Dr. Masanga, as you have rightly put it, is election as an event. And you know, those people who advocate for election as a changeover for their turn to lead is simply for personal interest. You talked about Socrates, Dr. Masanga. Let's just review a bit what he said. You know, Socrates one time said, I am the wisest man alive because I know one thing no one knows. And the thing is that I know, but most elites in Africa, they think they know. And they think the normal citizens are charlatans who will simply follow them. That is why you see leaders, even in my country, saying, my followers. You know the people called followers? When did we meet? I tell you, I sign a contract that I am following your ideology. You call me your follower because I belong to your tribe. A tribalistic, hinged society can never succeed in the current model of elections. You talked about South Africa, Dr. Masanga. When Mandela took over, he wanted to streamline the thinking of the people. That is why he went for one term. You know, he wanted to create a narrative so that people are given opportunity to lead freely and add value and change the lives of the people. What happens afterwards? The African leaders especially do not have a conviction. That is why Mandela said, I have cherished the ideal of a free and a democratic society where all people live in harmony with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I'm prepared to live for and achieve. And even need be, it is an ideal for which I'm prepared to die. And they led only for one term and they left. And they thought the subsequent leaders are driven by the same ideals. Some of the idiots we have in Africa do believe in nothing. That is why, in fact, Dr. Masanga, this narrative is so deep, it needs not to be viewed casually. You see, most lawyers speak very good English, thinking they are thinking. They are not. eloquence is not synonymous to wisdom. This is what, did you hear in Kenya, presentation in a court of law, where you hear people saying that that was very powerful. What does powerful mean? Just because you have excited people on statements which do not add value, because you are very eloquent in English, people associate you with wisdom and will give you power. And that is why poverty has permitted the entire society of Africa. And for me, so that I give other panelists to contribute, it is an agenda, Dr. Masanga, you are setting. And it is deep. It will be opposed by those who pretend to be thinking only to realize they are rearranging their prejudices. That is why you see some leaders, you think they are thinking. They are not thinking. They only rearrange their prejudices because their interests have changed. Let me conclude by saying we need to discern whether election as a risk event, whether a viable nation will be able to survive with such a level of risk. I think we need to begin this narrative, and I want to thank you, Dr. Masanga, that now you have set the agenda so that the discussion begins. For now, Dr. Masanga, I submit.
Thank you. Arrogant eloquence is not wisdom. That's the key word I picked there. And there's a lady on the panel, Susan Mungai.